Good evening, Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen here alongside Meteorologist Amanda Morgan. Our wall-to-wall coverage will continue tonight as we do have a tornado warning in at least the northern and then eastern portion of Goodhue County. This is radar indicated. It does include Pepin into Red Wing, and Lake City is in that polygon. So we will stick with this warning as long as we have it tonight. I know we're interrupting programming tonight, but we now do have a tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service for some portions of Goodhue County. This tornado warning runs until the top of the hour, so until 10 o'clock tonight is where we have this tornado warning. Amanda, we have meteorologist Amanda Morgan alongside me tonight. Let's flip over to velocity, see where we can get a good idea of where this could potentially be at. And I do think we would see it anywhere, really stretching anywhere from Red Wing all the way down near Hay Creek and even farther south. Basically what we're looking at is very broad rotation along the leading edge of this cell. This is probably the strongest cell that we have out of kind of 2 or 3 that we've been keeping an eye on here tonight, and now has warranted a tornado warning by the National Weather Service here. Yeah, go through a little bit of a loop of velocity here just to see if we can see if it tightens up at all, and it would have been about right here.
That notch right there. And then it gets a little harder to see the
yeah,
further,
so it's pretty weak, and then
west.
It gets stronger and stronger the closer it gets to Highway 61 here and the river. So we would look just to the south and to the southeast here of Red Wing. You'll want to be to your safe place, Hay Creek, into your safe place here tonight. Amanda put on that polygon for us. Lake City is included in this. So Lake City right here, where we would see the broad rotation at is well to the west, even for Belvedere. It's a good idea to go ahead and head to your safe place with the way that the National Weather Service drew this polygon. This rotation would continue to move down to the east-southeast here tonight. So that's our tornado warning. Amanda, we still have some severe thunderstorm warnings, I believe, across the area. So we still have some pretty strong thunderstorms. Right now we have another severe thunderstorm warning for Waseca County. And then we have another pretty strong cell into Freeborn and then getting into Waseca counties.
And I do want to, I do want to take a look at that one real quick.
The velocity, yes.
They're questioning if they're seeing, the National Weather Service is questioning if they're seeing some rotation just to the west of Albert Lea near Alden.
Yes.
That's where you can see some of those brighter greens close to those reds. That's where we have winds moving in opposite directions. When you have that happening, you get rotation. So that could be what we're seeing in Alden near Freeborn headed into Albert Lea. So no warning for them as of right now other than that severe thunderstorm warning. But that's something that we could potentially see continue to develop.
Yeah, so right near I-90, you live anywhere west of Albert Lea on I-90. You'll want to head to your safe place. So right near Walters, and yeah, we have this very broad rotation right near the I-90 marker there. So right near Alden, south of Freeborn, you want to head to your safe place. This is in the far northwestern corner there of Freeborn County here tonight. So we have kind of 2 different cells and that's a lot of lightning.
Yeah, a lot of lightning. Let's see if we're seeing any hail with that. I believe we are.
And we have large hail too. Because we had large hail earlier this morning. This morning,
yeah.
Golf ball-sized hail. That's probably fairly close. That's over nickel. So, yeah, that's an inch and a half.
That's ping pong, I believe.
Ping pong ball-sized hail is
yeah,
what
let's switch up into Goodhue County here. A lot of large hail up there as well.
Yeah, so when the systems have really large hail, okay, so that means we have a really strong updraft, and then if we have that shear, that's when we're able to get that rotation that warrants that tornado warning. And that's close. That's getting close to over golf ball-sized hail. Getting very close.
To about 2 inches.
Yeah, close to 2 inches. That's hen egg size. So that's just to the west of Belvedere. So not only do we have a tornado warning associated with this cell in Goodhue County, but a very large hail associated with that, and that can do a lot of damage as well. So again, we do apologize for interrupting program tonight, but we have to get this information out to people as quickly and as smoothly as possible, especially with the tornado warning that's in place for Goodhue County and how quickly these can spin up along the leading edge of some of these cells tonight. And really, so we have this one here, and then we have that one other warning right now in Freeborn County. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Wabasha County, but that's kind of associated with that same cell that's impacting Goodhue. So Amanda will kind of run you through some of the warnings we have right now.
Right, so we do have that tornado warning for Goodhue County. That does include Red Wing and Lake City. So if you are in those locations or inside that polygon, you need to be in your safe place. That warning runs until 10 p.m. It's currently 9:30, so you have another half hour of that warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for Wabasha County, the far northwestern portion of Wabasha County. That is also until 10 p.m. And then for the next about 15 minutes here, Faribault, Freeborn, and Waseca counties are under that severe thunderstorm warning. And that's where we saw some of that large hail, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in diameter. I'm just going to check what the National Weather Service is saying right now. They're saying some strong winds, about 50 to 60 miles per hour, and they're also seeing some nickel-sized hail or larger, and that is continuing to be right along the river there. So they're talking about that cell that's in Goodhue and Wabasha County.
Yeah, so some of these cells have had the history of close to around 70 miles per hour for wind speeds. The good thing right now that we're looking at is we're not seeing a ton of development down near Mason City where storms would then continue to track and maybe impact like Rochester into Winona. We'll have to see how this cell interacts as it continues to move to the east here. That's the one that has warranted that tornado warning, and then we have the severe thunderstorm warning currently for getting into Freeborn County there for Albert Lee. So those are our two warnings, at least two different cells that are warned, and then we have the warning in Wabasha. We talked about hail, maybe up to 2 inch in diameter. It's just, there's a lot of lightning. And actually back this up just a little bit so we can do like the past 2 hours, so we can kind of show people how this line has progressed. And really, it has acted like it hit a wall as it approached I-35. I mean, look how strong these thunderstorms are, and then they really fall apart moving into Steele and Rice counties. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just absolutely fall apart. At least the portion that holds together is what we have in Goodhue and then Freeborn, that cell there. Otherwise, everything else really fizzled out here tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's likely what we'll continue to see, and that's what we're hoping to continue to see. We just have to keep an eye on these two stronger cells of what we have right now. We do have that tornado warning continuing for Goodhue County. Radar indicated hail estimated to be about 1.75 inches.
Okay.
Which is just under chicken egg size. Okay.
Go back over to velocity. Let's check on the past couple sweeps of velocity.
It does look like they might have shaved that down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so Red Wing no longer included in that warning. Lake City, Maiden Rock still included.
Okay. And it does look like Belvedere is not included in that.
Right.
Okay. So let's zoom in more. I would assume it's probably this notch here that we're concerned. Boy, it's still really just some straight line winds.
That's where I would see the brightest reds, though.
Right here. So
that would be my best guess.
Okay. So yeah, so it's still south of the highway here. So south of Highway 61. And it's very broad rotation. I mean, that is very, very broad rotation. But when we have, I kind of talked about it earlier, and you'll hear us kind of repeat ourselves a little bit because we're not sure when people are tuning in to the broadcast here. But yeah, just very broad rotation. And with these, you can have these quick spin-ups on the leading edge of these straight line wind type of events. And I think that's what we're pretty much seeing right now in Goodhue is those quick spin ups, and that's why the National Weather Service warned it. So right in this vicinity, probably right near the highway there heading towards Lake City tonight. And that's kind of, go back down to the Albert Lee one because that did show some broad rotation.
Yeah, we'll check on that one. I can already see some brighter, some brighter greens there.
Right to the west of Albert Lee.
Yeah, that's pretty concerning. So if you are in Albert Lee, Freeborn, Alden, Clarks Grove, you're not under a tornado warning as of right now, but I would still head to your safe place and be prepared.
Did they tag that warning as tornado possible?
Let's check.
Because I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's not extremely impressive, not impressive of the likes of what we saw with Theope on April 12th or December 15th. And we talked about that this evening at 5 and 6. This is nothing like those two events that we just had in the past 6 or 7 months. Amanda, what?
Yeah, they're not saying a tornado possible with
Okay.
that severe thunderstorm warning, but
I mean, that's concerning. Just with what we've been talking about tonight, these quick spin-ups, that is concerning. So west of Albert Lee here tonight, and west of Clarks Grove, right along 13.
there is someone that has a camera in Albert Lee. And just from what they're seeing on that camera, they're saying that they appear to see a little bit of
Broad.
low-hanging rotation.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's something to definitely be watching. Again, if you are in Albert Lee, Clarks Grove, Hayward, Alden, Freeborn, I would get to your basement.
Yeah, I would get to your safe place. If you're in Freeborn County, just head to your safe place, especially the northwestern portion. So Alden, Freeborn, even Clarks Grove, Albert Lee, it's just safe to be in your safe place in these kind of cases. Okay, so the warning that we have in Goodhue, that runs until the top of the hour, right? Until 10 o'clock tonight.
Correct, yep.
Okay, so we still have that tornado warning, and we still have the severe thunderstorm warning for Waseca. What time does that expire at 9:45 or 10?
I believe that one's 9:45.
I'm sorry, not Waseca, it's Wabasha.
Wabasha is 10.
10 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So
Freeborn is 9:45.
9:45. I
Yep.
wouldn't. I'd be shocked if this one's not at least prolonged here tonight. If it's not extended.
I would think it would be as well.
What's some of the storm motion on these? We haven't drawn a cone yet on any of them.
Yeah, so these are moving roughly to the northeast. You can kind of tell how those are being drawn. It does look like the severe thunderstorm warning for Faribault and Waseca counties is being canceled, but for Freeborn County, that is still in effect. So that's something to keep in mind. So these are moving to the northeast. This one in Freeborn County only at about 25 miles per hour. When we have those slower moving storms, that's when you're going to get a lot of heavy rainfall. Could see some issues with heavy rainfall over a short period of time. So that's moving to the northeast. These ones a little bit further north seem to have more of an easterly track.
What'd they do with that?
They shaved that one down a little bit.
So is that just Freeborn County now?
Yep.
Yeah. Two, if you are tuning in, and we do apologize for interrupting programming for Chicago PD, if you miss the ending of Chicago PD tonight, you can catch that on Peacock coming up tomorrow. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that too for tonight. So Amanda just drew this out. How fast was this moving at?
This one's only moving at 25 miles per hour
Yeah,
to the north and east.
They really slowed down tonight.
Yes, they've been weakening. They've really just
they've really slowed down. They hit there's basically this imaginary wall on I-35 tonight with these storms because they were moving at 55 to 60 miles per hour tonight, and now only moving close to 20 to 30 miles per hour. So Ellendale here in the next 20 minutes, Somerset in the next 45, Havana in the next hour, and then Dodge Center. I mean, we're looking at 87 minutes from now, and close to, over 100 minutes from now. So well over. Sure. So we, Victoria, our producer, we're live on Facebook too tonight. So feel free to ask us some questions here as we're doing this live coverage, as we still have some of these warnings here. Victoria, go ahead. Tell me what questions.
She had some questions about Mower County.
Mower County. So it does look like most of this will stay out of Mower County. So I do think Mower County, anywhere if you're south of I-90, so Mower, Fillmore, and then into Houston counties, then I think we're okay. I think we're in the clear right now. Even Olmsted, we'd really have to see that one cell hold together enough to get into the northern portion there of Olmsted County. Otherwise, I really just think once this clears out, once we're done with this tornado warning and then this guy's weakening, I really think we're probably done for the rest of the night. Mm-hmm. Do you think you agree?
I would agree, yeah.
Yeah, I just... we talked about it earlier tonight. I was concerned with these storms moving into a little bit different of an environment east of Interstate 35, and everything's really weakened. So to recap here, too, we still have this tornado warning until the top of the hour. That's for Goodhue. That's why we're on air tonight, because of this tornado warning in Goodhue County. We have to do our jobs. We have to make sure we keep people safe here tonight in Goodhue. So we do have that tornado warning. We have that severe thunderstorm warning in Wabasha until the top of the hour. And then Freeborn, they kept that until 9:45. I know they shaved off some of that warning, and there's only 2 more minutes left of that severe thunderstorm
Let's
warning.
check back in on the velocity with that cell, because when we were looking at that, we were pretty concerned with it. really doesn't seem like the National Weather Service.
Well, it's just very broad.
It is broad.
It's so broad, and with flip real quick back over to reflectivity and have lightning on, because.
Yeah, it's still a lot of lightning.
Yeah, it's still a lot of lightning. I was going to say, if the lightning's decreasing, that's a good sign.
Hail.
Well, hail's not as impressive as what it was, so that means maybe our updraft's not as strong. There still could be some very broad rotation just to the southwest of Clark's Grove. So I would still be in your safe place if you're in Clark's Grove, even Albert Lee. I know you're not in the polygon, but meaning you're not in the warning. But I'd still make sure to be inside tonight. I'm sure, and if you're in Albert Lee and you look north, you can just see a ton of lightning. Flip over to our 4-camera scene, because I can kind of look off in the distance, and I can see like the Lake City camera on Lake Pepin. We just have a light show there tonight.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So, yeah, Lake City is currently in that tornado warning, but you can see a whole lot of lightning. And when we see this much lightning, that usually indicates a pretty strong storm.
Yeah, and we still have temperatures
Very
right
mild.
now.
Well, Lake City is a little bit cooler now, down to about 68.
With the rain
but Rochester
moving in.
is still in
Very
the 80s.
humid. Yeah, so a lot of lightning in Lake City here tonight, and that's the reason why we're on air tonight, is because of that tornado warning. Let's flip back over to Max here. That's why we're still on. So there's some of our cameras. We're still at 82 in Rochester, so still very warm. I mean, we're closing in on 10 o'clock tonight, and we're still at 82. So we still have that tornado warning until the top of the hour. This severe thunderstorm warning, what time would we sit at right now? We have, it should expire
they haven't said whether or not they're going to allow that to expire as of right now.
It expired.
Yeah.
So we don't have any word from the National Weather Service yet if that one will continue here tonight. But we still have the tornado warning in place for Goodhue. So that is why we're staying on air tonight with this warning that's in Goodhue. This is until 10 o'clock tonight. We have the warning in Wabasha until 10 o'clock tonight. So we will at least be wall-to-wall coverage here until our 10 o'clock broadcast coming up here on KTTC. So we still, and it does look like they canceled, so they canceled that.
Oh, I just took that off.
Oh, you took it off? Okay.
Yep.
All right, good. So we still have the tornado warning. So Maiden Rock, make sure you're in your safe place. Lake City, Belvedere, I would still be in your safe place. Even Red Wing. I'm sure if you're tuning in Red Wing or Hay Creek or Belvedere, you have a very heavy rainfall here tonight. Lake City, it does look like maybe the hail core would be just to the west of Lake City and Maiden Rock there.
Yep.
That's where it is.
Yeah, and that is some pretty large hail there, especially in the yellow.
Yeah, can you click on? Yeah, so
that was the general.
Yeah, so that's over 2.
Yeah, it's about 2 inches in diameter,
yeah,
which is, again, about chicken egg-sized hail.
Yeah, so hen egg, so over golf ball-sized hail. And we had golf ball-sized hail this morning. And now, a little bit different of a location. Thankfully, it's not the same location over and over again. Where we had the hail at this morning. It's really broad rotation. That's really, really broad rotation for this tornado warning here tonight. But again, just the fear of those quick spin-ups where we have wind speeds maybe close to 60, 70 miles per hour tonight warrants some of these warnings here. So still Lake City, make sure to be in your safe place. We'll see. We still have about 12 minutes, 14 minutes left of this warning.
Yep.
So again, we'll stay with this as long as we have it. Real quick, let's just zoom out. If people are watching from Rochester tonight, we might not even have a thunderstorm tonight in Rochester. I mean, this cell, if it continues to move to the east-northeast here, it might just barely get into Olmsted County tonight.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably about it. Once this is over with at 10 o'clock, I could see us being pretty quiet.
Yeah, and I know it has seemed like maybe we haven't talked about a lot in the past 15, 20 minutes. We're kind of repeating ourselves a little bit. That is because we don't know when anyone is tuning in, when they're turning on their TV, joining us on Facebook. So we want to make sure we're continuing to repeat ourselves, relaying the same information so that everyone that tunes in, no matter when they tune in, can still get that information. So I know we get a little bit repetitive and kind of say the same things over and over and reiterate ourselves, but that's the reason why we're doing that, and we do have to stay on because of this tornado warning.
Yeah, and especially when we have one warning. We only have one tornado warning. We have one severe thunderstorm warning impacting one small area here. We cover anywhere from 16 to 18 different counties. We have to treat everyone the same. And our goal is to just keep everyone safe tonight. And go ahead, did you have something?
The National Weather Service did just say a new severe warning is coming for Freeborn County with a tag of tornado possible. So with that tag, it won't be a tornado warning, but still a strong thunderstorm, hail of about 1.5 inches in diameter.
Is there the warning?
And there's that warning. Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be for Freeborn. So that's going to pop on, and that's okay. So this warning now until 10:15 tonight. So we do. Amanda and I talked about that very broad rotation. So that's why the National Weather Service issued this with the tag tornado possible with it, because you could potentially have that quick spin up with the rotation that we have. So counties: Freeborn County, Clarks Grove, Albert Lee, Alden, Freeborn. Even if you're in Ellendale, Blooming Prairie back behind me here, I would head to your safe place tonight here. At least get inside. This is in effect until 10:15. Let's flip over to velocity here because they did tag that with tornado possible.
And this is also moving very slowly. So you saw those dark purples on there. A lot of heavy rainfall and continue to move very slowly.
Yeah, I wonder if we kind of switch over to maybe a flash flooding. Or at least some ponding, some cooling, and some low-lying areas.
Especially after the rain that we already saw.
Okay, so we would potentially have some broad rotation here where we have these reds and greens together. Now, that's concerning, too. Flip, can you turn... I guess it might be a little difficult, but while I'm talking, try to get on the severe thunderstorm warning, because I know we have it only set up for the tornado warning. But turn that on, because some broad rotation... there, just east of Alden. So we would have broad rotation here, and then broad rotation right here with this cell. So maybe two areas of concern, you could say, within this
and the way that they did draw the polygon shows that they're at least keeping that southwestern one in mind.
Yes. Yes, so they're keeping that in mind. Let's check the hail. What was this warned for? Was it inch or over?
An inch and a half.
Oh, inch and a half?
Yep.
Okay, so that's ping pong, right? That's getting close to ping pong ball size hail.
Yep. So near Alden there, that's roughly about an inch. I know we have said that our computers can underestimate hail just a little bit, so that could be close to an inch, maybe an inch and a half. But they're warning this for an inch and a half does mean it has the potential to produce some larger hail.
So that's probably. So if we match up where the hail core is at, and normally that's where your strongest updraft is at, this area is probably where we need to be concerned with the area of strongest rotation at this point in time.
And let's see, I can put lightning on top of here.
Yeah,
I guess that doesn't help us too much.
No, but I mean, we still have a clump there, lightning, where we might have some rotation. Let's go back and check on, with rotation, let's check on the Goodhue warning.
That's set to expire in about 10 minutes here.
Okay, so we would, still, actually it'd be right near, I would say, let's try to zoom in towards Lake City, and then let's back it up a couple frames, and let's just see if we can analyze this a little bit more. I would assume if we're seeing the rotation, it would be pretty much right over top of Lake City at this point in time. So in that general vicinity is where we would see where we would have the rotation at, and that kind of matches up with the warning. But yeah, I mean, maybe some very broad rotation, but some of our brighter colors are right near Lake City. That could be to just some stronger wind gusts here tonight. So I would head to your safe place, Lake City. Even farther downstream, Maple Springs and Pepin, I'd head to your safe place tonight too.
Yeah, and we can check on the hail to see, that is some very large hail just to the west of Lake City. So this is similar to what some locations saw earlier today with close to maybe about 2-inch in diameter hail. So this is definitely over an inch, close to about hen egg, maybe closing in on a little bit larger hail there. So a lot of large hail through Lake City and into far eastern Goodhue County. That is where we have that tornado warning until 10 p.m. this evening. I'll just kind of zoom back out, kind of reset ourselves, take another look at all of the warnings we have in place. We do have 3 as of right now. We have 1 tornado warning that is for Goodhue County until 10 p.m., that one for Wabasha County, and then for Freeborn County until 10:15. That one for Wabasha is also until about 10. And these are being warned for either some strong winds of about 60 to 70 miles per hour or that large hail of about 1.5 inches in diameter or greater. And then again, that Albert Lee, Freeborn County severe thunderstorm warning was warned with the tag tornado possible, so that's where we were looking at some of that possible rotation. So even though that is just a severe thunderstorm warning in Freeborn, still get to your safe place, as we could see that produce a tornado in the next little bit here.
Yeah, so 2 different cells is what we have tonight. Again, if you're tuning in from Rochester or even into Mower, Fillmore, Winona counties, right now we're in the clear. We'll have to see how this cell reacts with the type of environment that we have east of the interstate tonight, which has not been favorable, even though we're hot and humid, has not been favorable for at least these storms to withstand and keep their strength here tonight. The Goodhue County one has, and right now the Freeborn County one has, but it's still losing some strength here, even though we have that warning associated with it. That was warned with 60 mile per hour winds. Was that warned with 60?
No, less than 50, it says.
Okay, so less than 50. So it's weakening. If we're issuing something for less than 50 miles per hour, it's potentially weakening, at least wind speed-wise, but we still have that updraft with the hail, because that was warned 1.5 inches, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, so 1.5 inches, so ping-pong ball-sized hail near just to the north and northwest of Albert Lee. So we still have this warning for another 5 minutes here tonight in Goodhue County. Wabasha 1 is until 10 o'clock, and then 10:15. Here for Freeborn County. What we can do too is let's go and look at future track for us, and let's kind of time some things out, because I'm sure people are tuning in. They're waiting for the 10 o'clock newscast here coming up tonight, and we can kind of look at this and see, hey, it's not handling the cell in Albert Lee very well, kind of has it farther to the north. But let's put this in motion, Amanda, and let's just see what happens. So like Rochester, we might not see a drop of rain through the rest of the night tonight with these storms moving out. So then overnight, we stay warm. We're still in the 80s right now. Temperatures stay in the 70s. The problem tomorrow will be we kind of have the same thing, a little different. It's not a warm front that will move through. It's a cold front that will potentially approach the area. And look at these temperatures tomorrow. That's record high type temperatures tomorrow. Notice the long line of thunderstorms. So we kind of have a repeat. Another event that's late tomorrow night. Storms start to approach probably I-35 close to around 8:30, 9 o'clock again tonight. And we'll see. Future track notice has them fizzling out. So the main threat for strong storms, like we said tonight, would be west of I-35. It will be west of I-35 again tomorrow night. But we still have to be alert for a couple of those cells still being strong like we have tonight. We have those 2 cells that are strong in Goodhue and Freeborn counties. So here in Rochester, again, like I said, we might not see any rainfall. It just really depends on if this cell is able to hold together as it continues to move to the east-northeast. So that one, Amanda, you said was moving at about 20 miles per hour?
Yeah, 20-25. So I do want to check on
check our
that
rainfall
precip rate. When those storms are moving that slowly, you saw some of those darker purples on reflectivity. They're indicating some pretty heavy rainfall. So if we just kind of generalize right near Clark's Grove, well, that didn't work. All right, well, we'll click on this purple here just to the south of the 13 marker, about 1.75 inches per hour. So that's a lot of heavy rainfall in a very short amount of time. And again, they're moving so slowly, so they're just dumping a lot of rainfall into the same locations. Yeah,
and with them, like Amanda said, only moving at 20 to 25 miles per hour. This is when you could run into maybe some pooling, some ponding in some low-lying areas. Again, this is just west of Clark's Grove, so kind of right in between New Richland and Clark's Grove here in Freeborn County, as very heavy rainfall. What's the rainfall rates like in the Goodhue one? Because I think both of these are pretty heavy rain producers.
Yeah, that one looks, you can see in Wisconsin there, that's a lot of heavy rainfall. Looks like it's slightly less in Goodhue and Wabasha counties. I'll click right next to that 35, about 1.5 inches per hour, which is still significant. That's still a lot of rain.
Yeah, so we have about 1.5 minutes left of this warning here tonight. And then our news at 10 will start in about 1.5 minutes here. So that tornado warning still in place for just a small portion there of Goodhue County, but that does include Lake City. So that's why our coverage has continued tonight because of that tornado warning. We want to make sure everyone in Goodhue County stays safe here tonight near Lake City. That is in effect until the top of the hour. So we have just under 1.5 minutes left of that warning. And it does look like if we would have some signs of rotation, would be probably, and now we just switched radar sites. So it would be probably just to the east now of Lake City, getting pretty close to the Mississippi River. So we'd be right in this vicinity with the potential for some rotation. Very broad rotation, though.
Yeah, very, very
broad.
What
was that?
That's the National Weather Service saying they're holding off on a tornado warning for Freeborn County.
Okay.
Because that is behind a gust front. So I think they're thinking that maybe the velocity is kind of skewed a little bit there.
Okay, because it's skewed because of, well, they were warning storms because of a gust front.
Right, but I mean, they're holding off on the tornado warning.
Yeah, on the tornado warning because of maybe thinking that the gust front is, at least like what Amanda said, skewing some of that velocity. So Manchester, though, I would head to your safe place here. This is within that severe thunderstorm warning. In Freeborn County, Clarks Grove, head to your safe place. Heartland, head to your safe place here tonight. This severe thunderstorm warning continues until 10:15 tonight, and that continues until 10:15.
Yes, it does. And we'll check on the hail with that as well. You can see some pretty large hail right over where we were seeing some of that possible rotation. That's still probably about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches. In diameter, so that's about ping pong ball sized hail. So that can do some damage. That's similar to what some locations saw earlier today. Again, they are just under a severe thunderstorm warning as of right now, though.
Okay, so real quick, so you are watching KTTC News here tonight at 10 o'clock, so we have reached the top of the hour. Let's look back at the Goodhue just to make sure that we don't have a tornado warning at this point in time, which we don't. They did transition that over to a severe thunderstorm warning now. Is Goodhue included in this one or not? It does. I know we have the Freeborn one.
Don't think so.
It does look like we still have Wabasha, though.
Yep.
Okay, so we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in Wabasha. That's in effect until 11:15 tonight. Do we have? We don't have any cities right now, at least listed here, that I can see on our screen that would be included. But if you're in northern Wabasha County, north of West Albany, you'll want to head to your safe place with a strong thunderstorm impacting you at this point in time. That is just south of Lake City. We'll zoom out here real quick before we go to that. What did the National Weather Service?
Nope, they just said that they were not going to continue that tornado warning into Wisconsin, the one that we had seen in Goodhue. Okay,
perfect. So we have those two warnings right now in place. Right now here in Rochester, we are quiet, but we could still see maybe the threat of an isolated thunderstorm. For now, we will start our newscast. We'll send it over to Tom and Cammie.
All right, Nick and Amanda, thank you so much. Of course,